Hey yo, what up? Going on? What's good? Realest one, slide accordingly. Mr. Slide accordingly. Like, share, subscribe, support the platform, support a real one. Hey yo, first thing first, prayers to the family of Irv Gotti. Man, the news had broke that it wasn't looking good for the bro at the beginning of the day. Early in the day, news came that he had a stroke, ended up on life support, and his condition actually worsened throughout the day. And a couple of hours ago, it was confirmed the conclusion had been came to that he wasn't going to be able to come back from it and was is considered deceased. So major prayers, condolences. I know we got kids, his brother, his ex-wife, 54 years old. Hate to hear that. Hate to hear stuff like that. But if it's one person who was an exception to that, it's 50 Cent. If you know anything about 50, that boy cold, bro. That man is heartless. You know what I mean? Like 50 truly represents, and it's December for no, we got beef forever. When it's up, it's stuck. He represents that proudly too. I think that's why some people respect him because he's honest about it. He's authentic about it. But it's for me, it's like should there be maybe some sort of line, even a half of a line sometimes. But yo, if you was an early 2000s hip hop head and you remember Irv Murder and you damn near was running the game at a point, gotta give Irv his flowers, you know what I'm saying? There was no way at a point you could turn on the radio, couldn't turn on the radio without hearing Ashanti, Ja Rule, it's murder. He was all over the radio. It was heavy at that time, famous for the music, but of course ended up being infamous for the beef they had with Fifth, which also, he came out around that time, started to pop off, and then he took off, and now look where he at now. And that kind of goes into why I'm saying, is it necessary, right? Complicated history between Urban 50. Number of events that played out to where it's one of those, I can't stand this mother. I hate this. It's like that. I remember one time on Vlad TV, Irv was on there. He said the reason 50 survived being shot all those times is because Satan saved him. Satan himself saved him. That's crazy. Deep rooted history indeed. Like absolutely nothing has changed in 2025. Even before now, every now and then you would see Fifth throwing shots at Irv through social media every chance he got. Anytime Irv name was the topic of discussion, Fifth never had in the least anything decent to whisper about the man. And it was vice versa, you know. Last year when Irv had another stroke, Fifth was trolling him on that, laughing, making fun of the man. Fifth is a notorious troll, let me tell you. He the type to get on his enemies for anything, the smallest thing, and make it into the biggest thing for their misfortunes for fun. He gets off on that. I can't count how many times I've seen him do it with no, it's no limits with him. So if you somebody on any side other than his and you're considered to be an actual op, well, we see how he give it up. He gonna take the shot. I don't think he can help it for real. Fifth got a dark ass sense of humor, bro. When it's about anybody he's not on cordial terms with, best example is this situation. And another example is him, exposing Lil Meech, somebody who actually worked with Fifth, somebody who was on one of his number one shows, exposing the man conversation and all of this. So people are saying, why are y'all surprised at all? Here it is, Irv Gotti, right? In the headlines saying family, saying their goodbyes and all of that. Fifth could not resist. And folks are going back and forth on if he might be doing a little too much this time. When he found out Irv's situation, he goes to Instagram, posted about it, left the caption, damn, I wanted him to see my new shows, yo. That man said, nah, bro, we got some fire coming. Stick around. That's some dark ass sarcasm for your ass. When it was actually confirmed that Irv wasn't going to come back from it and that he had been considered deceased, he posts again and says, I'm smoking on that Gotti pack. Nah, God bless him. With the RIP sign sitting right next to him. God damn. I don't know, man. Everybody look at it different. Everybody, it's well known how far things went between these dudes. If the roles were reversed, people say if it was Fifth in the headlines instead of Irv, Irv would be celebrating just as fast as Fifth did. You know, well, I guess we'll never know now. And it was like that between them. I know, but it's like some things don't need to be said. That's how I feel about it. I'm a level with you. I do get it to a degree because it's like when so much done went down between two men on the level where one of them's life was almost taken. Most would tell you, like, don't expect anything positive or decent to come from me about that, folk. And that's exactly why others are justifying the shot Fifth took and are in agreement with what he's doing. He's trolling. For some of us, it's like if we got beef on that level, it's up forever. That ain't ever changed until one of us go. We got beef forever. That's just how some operate. They can't see it no other way. Fifth has made up with people he's considered enemies like Fat Joe and Jada Kiss, but when it comes to anybody on the Murder Inc. side, when it comes to Ja Rule and Irv Gotti, that bitterness never left. It never left Fifth's side. It never left Irv's side. And they were very public about it. The people rocking with 50 going, yo, Irv and them did 50 filthy. They're the reason he was almost up out of here. Why would he miss the opportunity to diss him? I feel like this. It was a long time ago. Fifth survived. He obviously got a whole lot to be grateful for. The man not only outlasted them musically at that time and going forward, he won in that department. Then went on to have multiple, the most successful, popular shows that I even be watching on a network. While on the other side, you wasn't hearing too much about what they was doing compared to Fifth. Let's see, rapper, actor, producer, businessman. That is a win. Is it not? Is this something I'm missing? Let me know. I'm not saying to be forgiven, even though the purpose of forgiving is for ourselves to feel vindicated, to move on for our own sake. It ain't got nothing to do with the opposite person. Obviously, Fifth didn't care nothing about that. He ain't rocking with that. He trying to hear it. Fifth is his own man. He had to go through what he went through. He has the right to feel like, oh well, good riddance. He doesn't have to feel sympathy for the man, but what about his family? Then again, some folk might argue and say, listen, they didn't consider Fifth's family either. So most ain't no type of shock that Fifth went this route at all. You know, that's how that man. That's him. Them is his feelings. 50. If you would ask him, he'll say, listen, if I was in Irv's position, he would have celebrated just as fast. He would have ridiculed me just as fast, if not faster. Right? I'm just saying personally, it's like when you can't change anything that happened and it's a blessing to wake up to everything you wake up to. If I'm 50, right? I'm not even gonna take time to put that out in the air like that. What do I get out of stopping what I'm doing with everything I got going on? So much more to do. Have accomplished so much more to accomplish just to post a sarcastic slight to a man that just passed away. That's just me. That's just me. I just consider after the fact. What do I gain from that? Not to mention, I just don't want that on my body. You know what I mean? I got a conscience. I see a lot of fans that follow Fifth are laughing just as much as he is. They they rolling and kicking up dust over it just as much as he is. It's like we know Fifth is different. As much as I always rock with Fifth, his music, his shows, I always felt he does too much at times. Even before this, I don't have to, I don't have to feel a way my enemy is deceased, but I also don't have to celebrate it, even if it is how I feel. I don't play with the deceased, man. I don't believe in doing that. Besides this situation, Fifth, he just act like a kid sometimes, bro. He comes off miserable and unhappy. To me, that's how he come off. When I see some of the stuff on his social media, it's like, for what? You live in the American dream, my guy. From Jamaica, Queens to Hollywood, from the hood to success on every level. It really goes beyond Earth. That's how I feel. That's just 50 point blank. It just seems like he's happiest when he's downplaying somebody, when they're already at their worst. kick a dog while he down type of person. That's the type of person 50 remind me of. He's shown it. I'm not giving Irv a pass on anything because I didn't know that man either. I'm just saying from I'm just going off of what I see, what I heard, and what I know, what I research. You know what I mean? That's not good, man. I'ma still be watching Raising Canaan. You know what I'm saying? I'ma still be watching Raising Canaan, Power Universe, and all of that, bumping classic music. I think what we could take away from this is some folk just ain't never gonna be into the business of forgiveness, which is a choice if that's what the individual chooses. And also, it's like, at what point do we check our dislike and hate for another person at the door to make sure it doesn't affect us and stop us from being happy, stop us from going forward? If somebody was to say him saying that doesn't stop him from doing what he's doing, I would say case in point. So was it necessary? That's just me again. I remember I used to hate this one dude almost 20 years ago to the point where I wanted something to happen to him. I disgustingly despised this person, right? But when he passed, I felt more sympathy than hate. I was like, as much as I couldn't stand this dude, but I guess I just had came to the realization that me feeling that way about him wasn't doing anything for me. It was no point in holding on to that for somebody who's no longer in the physical. Like I would have been the only one affected from that negative feeling for what it would have only affected me. It only affects us more at the end of the day, is what I'm saying. But hey, prayers to the family of Irv, man. Co-founder, Murder Inc. left an unmistakable mark on the early 2000s scenes, classic hits. I remember that show Tales. I remember they did the reality show, just giving, the man his flowers from what I remember him, doing over the years and stuff like that. Is 50 wrong? Did 50 cross the line or is he justified? You know? I mean, I also understand I'm not the one. Nobody went through what 50 went through. You know what I mean? Nobody knows. Did I heard 50 say one day, some years ago, and he's on record saying this, saying how he has to deal with the scars from being shot when he looks into the mirror every day. So it sticks with him. That situation lives with him, you know? So when he says something like that, it's like, I get it. I get it. I'm gonna be real. I think the thing that was even more scary than Fifth trolling Irv was how many people had laughing emojis in the comments about the situation. Because it's like, y'all don't have no beef with the man. Y'all think that this is funny, you know? I think that was kind of wild, man. But I don't know. Human beings, man. Human beings. But Irv Gotti, 54 years old, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. Realest one, I'm gone. Hey, yo, what up? Going on? What's good? Realest one, slide accordingly. Mr. Slide accordingly. Like, share, subscribe, support the platform, support a real one.